to a new video in the AWS Fundamental series. My name is Al, I'm a software and data engineer.
In this video, we're going to talk about AWS shared responsibility model. Let's see how the responsibility is distributed across the different elements that shape the AWS infrastructure.
And I added a trivia at the end, so we can have fun and have a better understanding of the shared responsibility.
When someone installs on-premises a new server, and that server is being used to install the web application and managing the data around your business, usually that IT team is in charge for keeping the hardware and software secure, updated, and running without interruptions.
So, how does it work on the cloud and specifically for Amazon Web Services? Who oversees the security, networking, updates, and data? AWS? The customer? Well, both.
Let's get into it. Overall, the responsibility is divided between the customer and AWS. The customer is responsible for the security in the cloud, and AWS is responsible for the security of the cloud.
How this distinction works? Let's see first the customer.
Customers are responsible for the security of everything that they create and put in the AWS cloud, including customer data, applications, operating systems, running in virtual computing services such as EC2, network, and traffic protection. They also control who has access to the data and how the access rights are granted, managed, or revoked. Sometimes we will want some data public to everyone. For example, images, videos, and audios in a website. Some other times, the data is sensitive or only available for some. For example, internal metrics, sales data, etc. That will be part of the responsibility of the customer. On the other hand, AWS operates, manages, and controls the components at all layers of the global cloud infrastructure. AWS operates and updates the foundation services that run all the software, including compute, storage, database, and networking of the cloud infrastructure. Also, AWS secures the physical infrastructure for the AWS regions, availability zones, and edge locations, including physical data center security, hardware and software running in the physical infrastructure, the network connecting all the physical components, and the virtualization software infrastructure. Do you want to get into specific examples? Let's play the trivia.
I will ask you who is responsible of certain elements, and I will give you 4 seconds to think about it. Then I will show you the answer and a small explanation why. Let's start.
First question. Who is responsible in US East North Virginia at Availability Zone US East 1A for keeping the data center building secure? The customer? AWS? Both. Time. The answer is AWS.
Remember, the physical infrastructure is AWS responsibility to keep secure. That means they must hire buildings, guards, cameras, and alarms to avoid trespassers into the data centers. Also, they need to hire IT personnel to keep the servers, networking, and other systems working.
Next question. Who is responsible for keeping the operating system and application updated and secure when deploying an EC2 instance in US East 2 region? Alright, in this case the answer is the customer.
Operating systems installed by the customer in an EC2 instance is something they need to keep secure and running by themselves. AWS cannot access directly to it and shouldn't, because security reasons. Also, if AWS will do so, the applications running into an EC2 instance may break or malfunction because newer operating systems will drop some compatibility with the specific software installed.
Third question. Who is responsible for operating, managing, and controlling the virtualization layer where the EC2 instance in US East 2 runs? And the answer is AWS.
Here, the virtualization layer is part of the AWS Foundation Services software that allows their cloud to work. It is a proprietary software developed and modified to adjust to their own needs. Let's keep going.
Final question. Who is responsible for keeping the EC2 instance in US East 2 physical networking components and the network layer encrypted and secure? The customer? AWS? Both? Time's up. The answer is both.
This was kind of a trick question because it includes elements from both sides of the model. First, the physical networking components are part of AWS global infrastructure hardware, so it's AWS responsibility to secure. Then, the customer data going through the network is something the customer put in the cloud, so it's the customer responsibility to secure and encrypt to avoid creating ice. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed playing the trivia as I did. If you like it, let me know in the comment section. Please give the video a thumbs up or subscribe to the channel. Also, here's my next video in the series of AWS Fundamentals. Do not miss it.